the first reading this morning, we have something rather unusual, a promise given to David that he will build David a house. We're not talking about a temple. We're not talking about a building. We're talking about a dynasty. That this covenant with David will bring about a true kingdom that will last forever. And of course, the Son of David will be Christ the King. So put yourself now in the Babylonian exile in the 6th century BC. You're a Jew in an alien land. Your temple has just been destroyed. You've been taken away from your land. There is no king. And you ask yourself, is there any future for us? We've lost our land, our temple, and our king. Has God forgot about us? And then they read this Deuteronomic history. And in reading it, they take great hope that even though they have lost their king, their land, and their temple temporarily, there will be a new temple, Jesus, a new land, eternal life, and a new king, Christ the King. This is an unconditional promise. Remember the promise that was given to Moses? If you keep my commandments, I will be your Lord and God. There was a condition put on the Mosaic covenant. There's no condition here whatsoever. It's pure, unadulterated grace. You can foul up, you commit sin, the covenant still stands. God will always remain faithful. It's up to you to be part of that unconditional covenant. It's interesting, Pope Francis was talking the other day about the words in the holy sacrifice of the Mass, having to do with the consecration of the blood, and how we read, poured out for the many. And some people get upset about that. Well, why don't we go back to poured out blood for all? Didn't Christ die for all people? Don't we read in Timothy that God wills that all human beings be saved? And Pope Francis said, multos pro multis effundetur. For the many means exactly that. And he says what it underscores is free will. Yes, Jesus died for all, but not all have availed themselves or will avail themselves of the merits of that death and resurrection. There's only one thing that sends us to hell for all eternity. Only one thing. Final impenitence. Final impenitence. Which means that until we take our last breath, there is always hope of availing ourselves of God's mercy. But if we remain obdurate right to the end, and according to the teachings of the church, there are those who do, they have chosen hell for all eternity. I'm reading the wonderful book on predestination now by Garrigue Lagrange. And again, it's very clear. We go to heaven, we go because of God's grace. And ultimately, the grace of final perseverance. That's why we have the First Friday devotions. If we go to hell, we go to hell because we have resisted God's grace, resisted it, and remained obdurate to the end. So in this gospel today, there are three ways of looking at this. The business of the word falling along the footpath, among the thorns, on the rocks, that could refer to the last moment when we take our last breath. If that's the case, then the word is fruitful only for those that have died with good soil. Now, that's one way of looking at it. Another way of looking at it is that those who are the footpath, or the seeds that fall on the footpath, or the rocks, or the thorns, they still have time. They still have time to change their ways and become good soil before they take their last breath. And the third way of looking at this, which I think is a wonderful way, is that there will be people for certain who will be good soil, and they will produce 30, 60, and 100-fold. But it will be done by God's grace, not by any merits of their own. Which means that, my friends, we're here at this Mass not by any merits of our own. We are here because of God's pure, unadulterated grace. That's a tremendous thing when you think about it. We're part of the multis, the many. Not by our own merits, but by His grace. God bless you.